Okay, so hey there guys. So today's video is going to be a products that I really hate buying from Sephora. I saw this video on Andrea Matillano's channel. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. She has like 200,000 subscribers and she's a really good YouTuber. I love her reviews. I love her makeup. I love that she posts so often. She's just a very informative channel. So go check out her video, and I'm pretty sure that maybe other people have done this video as well, but I know that I saw her video on this and it really inspired me to make one myself. I do have work in like an hour or so, but I am going to be eating dinner soon with my mom, and then I'm just going to go to work because obviously I'm already ready, so that's all I have to do is just eat. I was going to sit down and relax, but I only have to work for like 4 hours, and then I don't have to work again until Saturday morning. And tomorrow I'm just going over my boyfriend's house. So anyway, top 5 products that I really hate buying at Sephora. So this is not in any order. I'm just going to tell you guys in the order that I put them on my face. On my face are the things that I end up not loving to buy it from Sephora or anywhere that sells high-end makeup like Ulta, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, but the majority of the time I am buying my stuff at Sephora. So the first thing is primers. Primers are so freaking expensive. Like, why is it that I'm spending just as much money on a primer as I am on a foundation? I don't find spending $40 on a primer worth it to me. I have bought, I really don't buy too many high-end primers. The only time I really do is if I've heard like a million good things about it and I'm like, maybe I should try it. But I think I've only really purchased like 4 or 5 high-end primers ever since I started really wearing makeup more and more. Since I was like 26, I'm like 29 now, so I've been like a huge makeup hoarder and makeup wearer for the past like 3 years. And the only ones I really do buy is the Smashbox Primer Water and the Stila One Step Corrector, because the Stila One Step Corrector is a very unique primer to me, and I usually always get that at half price because Ulta is always promoting it at half price during their 21 Days of Beauty, and that's usually the time I pick them up. And that one's 100% worth it to me because it's only $16 then, so I'm going to go pick it up then instead of spending like $36 on it full price. But that one, I even would pay full price for because there's so many skincare benefits in it that I can kind of justify the price on it. But since those one-step correctors are usually like always on sale, obviously I'm going to buy it then. I'm not going to like be like, oh yeah, let me just buy it at full price. No, I'm going to buy it when it's on sale. So 21 Days of Beauty comes up in March, which is like a month from now, to like more like towards the middle to the end of March, so I'm hoping they'll put it on promo then, because I probably will pick up a backup then, because I'm kind of halfway through my 3rd bottle already. That's how much I love that primer. And the other primer I usually use the most is the Smashbox Primer Water. I use the Smashbox Primer Water like every day of my life. It's the only prepping spray that I have right now, and I have been trying to use like setting sprays as prep sprays, but I don't find anything else to be as like tightening or sticky on the skin as the Smashbox Primer Water. It just hydrates your face and makes your skin feel so nice when you put your makeup on that it's like, I don't really want to use like the Milani prep and spray because it's too sticky on my skin. Even though that does say it's a primer, I just don't like using it as a primer. I like using it to set my makeup. And the NYX Dewy Skin Mist is nice. I think I'm going to pick up the NYX I think it's called this First Step Primer or something like, or Primer Spray. I think it's just called the Primer Spray. I think I'm going to pick that up and try it out because I want to find a cheaper alternative, because if that works, I can just cancel out buying high-end primers altogether because I do not think they're worth it. I also have the Makeup Forever Step 1 equalizers, and those are almost $40 a piece, and you don't get half as much product as you do in other primers, so I think that that's super expensive. I also had bought the Laura Mercier foundation primer in the past. It's a good primer, but I find that it's just like a moisturizer to me, that I feel like I'm just paying for expensive moisturizer, because I've cut down all of my skincare to be less expensive than primers, that it's like, again, I don't think it's worth it. And then I also had purchased in the past the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and again, that's almost $40. Like, why are they so expensive? I understand there are exceptions. if a primer claims to be as part of skincare and it's like mostly like a skincare step, like the Smashbox Primerizer, it's $40. I almost said Primerizer. Primerizer is $40, but it does claim to be a moisturizer and a primer in one, and I feel like that's a little bit more justifiable. I mean, I did just say the Laura Mercier is basically like a moisturizer. If it does have skincare benefits in it, I do understand the price. But when you're charging $35 to $40 for like silicone-based primer, I feel like they're so overpriced. Like, why is it that Smashbox primers are almost $40, but the rest of their makeup is like under $40? Their foundations are like $40. So I'd much rather spend my money on a foundation than a primer. But I'm also finding that high-end foundations aren't even worth it to me anymore because I found a lot of drugstore ones. But now, since I'm going to be coming into money soon when I get my tax return, I'm going to try out a bunch of new high-end foundations. But for me, I just don't see the justification on spending that much money on primers because I have found two really good drugstore primers at the drugstore. I've been using the e.l.f. Poreless Face, the e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer. I cannot talk, and I used that today on my skin. It basically like is a dupe for the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I do love that primer. I've been through one tube of that already. And I do have a second one, but I bought the backup like so long ago. And I did pay full price for it. But I do use that primer. So I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of it because I do use up primers. And that's like a justification to get it. And it is one of my favorite primers. But I will not spend full price on high-end primers anymore. I will wait till they are on promo or if there's a sale. But it's just not worth buying them at full price. And especially, I will not spend more than $30 on a primer either because I think that's just way too expensive. And what was the last thing I was going to say? And the Wet n Wild primer, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus primer, I actually really love that too. It's very smooth on the skin. I think I'm actually almost through the bottle. And it's $5. The e.l.f. one's $4 and the Wet n Wild one is $5. Like, there we go. So, again, I will please stress you guys to please let me know if you guys love any certain drugstore face primers. Please tell me what you love. I love those two. Please let me know if there's any other ones that you guys like. Okay, so the second thing is high-end lip liners. These are probably the two most annoying things to me are primers, lip liners, and we'll talk about another lip product in a minute. So high-end lip liners. So the reason why I had bought the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner Trio during Christmas is because it was on promo and you were getting 3 lip liners for the price of 1. And I don't think that they were full-size primers, but they were a pretty good deal to get 3 primers in one. And I've been wanting to try those primers for like a really long time. Those primers. Did I say lip primers? 3 lip liners in one. I just find that the price of lip liners is just insane. Like, why can't lip liners be like $10 a piece? And then like your lipsticks, obviously $20 to $30 because there are a lot of drugstore lip liners out there that are just as good as the high-end ones that it's like I really refuse to spend $20 on and getting 3 lip liners. You're spending $60 and $20 a piece. It's insane. I know that recently Urban Decay had sent their 24/7 Glam on Site on liners to Nordstrom Rack and they were selling those for $10 and they were on promo for a while. But it's like, I feel like that should be the price of them. And yes, it is a smart selling tactic because obviously if you're going to put your stuff on sale, they're going to sell more. And they are much older lip liner colors and stuff like that that are on sale as opposed to like new ones. But I just think it's kind of insane to spend $30 on a lip liner when you can get like a NARS Audacious lipstick or like a Bite Beauty lipstick for $30 and wear that a lot. I mean, I would say that probably lip liners are definitely more, you get more of your money's worth out of them because you do wear them a lot more than like one certain lipstick unless you're like obsessed with that lipstick and you wear that color like straight for like a month or two or something and you buy one lip liner, yeah, you're gonna use that lip liner like crazy. I'm not saying like don't go out and get it, but for me and personal experience, I prefer my ColourPop lip liners and my Wet n Wild lip liners. And if you want to try like a more expensive lip liner. I think that the MAC lip liners are $16. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're the same price as their lipsticks, and I do find that they're a little bit more reasonably priced, and I use my MAC lip liners so much more than any of my other lip liners anyway. I do love the ColourPop ones, but the packaging just drives me crazy that the caps are always falling off. The Wet n Wild ones are so good though. They impress me so much, and I feel like they are a straight up dupe for the Kat Von D ones that I just got. The Kat Von D ones are good. I'm wearing one today with a liquid lipstick, and I'm wearing her Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in Hawkeyes, and I haven't worn it for a while, so I really wanted to wear it today. And they're a beautiful formula, so pigmented, so smooth, but I find that the Wet n Wild pencils are a little bit easier to use because they're not as pointy, and they just glide on your lips. And I know that Beauty Emily with, what's her name? Beauty Emily with Fox recommended the NYX Slide-On Glide-On liners, which Kathleen Lights tried in her video because she was trying, in her video, it was called the products that I used, products that I'm trying out because other YouTubers love it. You know, like those videos where like they recommend other products and then other YouTubers like use all of those products in one video because they had recommended them. And I feel like this is like yellow and this is fair. That always happens to my skin, but it looks fine. But anyway, she tried one of those NYX lip liners in her video, and she said that she loved them. And I used to buy NYX lip liners a lot. I have like 3 of them still, and they last 3 years. You spend $5 on a lip liner, it lasts you 3 years. Like, that's insane. I probably should declutter it, though, because I think I have had those for a little bit longer than 3 years. But yeah, I cannot justify the price to purchase, like, NARS lip liners or Makeup Forever lip liners. I only have one Makeup Forever lip liner, and it was $20, and it's just like, why did I spend the money on that when I can buy 10 lip liners at the drugstore and spend $30 and get all the shades that I want? I really want to go pick up, like, probably mostly all of the other Wet n Wild lip liners because I'm actually thinking about decluttering a lot of my ColourPop ones, so I'm going to need new shades. And I think that those are, like, the best lip liners I've tried since I, you know, really, like, converted to the drugstore and got a lot more drugstore makeup in the past few months that I was going to school, that I really want to pick up the rest of those shades. So, but for me, again, lip liner is not, like, an essential for me. Yes, it makes it a lot easier to apply liquid lipstick, but when I'm not wearing a liquid lipstick, 50 to 70% of the time, I am not applying a lip liner. I just slap on the lipstick and go out the door. So, yeah, so anyway, the next product I wanted to talk about, but please let me know if there's any lip liners out there that you think are worth it. I do have the Urban Decay lip liners as well. I have 3 of them. I don't know where my Stark Naked one went. I think it's in one of my bags somewhere, but I lost that one and I don't know where it is. It's probably in my car, like underneath my seat or something. I lost that such a long time ago, and I don't know where my MAC Soar lip liner is either. No idea, but I use those a crap ton. The ones that I use the most are my MAC lip liners and my ColourPop lip liners, but I do love the MAC lip liners, and the Urban Decay ones are great too. I actually really love those, but again, they're not worth, I don't think I should be paying $20 for the lip liner and $17 for the lipstick. I'm like, why don't you make them the same price? Unless there's, like, more product in the lip liner, then I understand. But I just think it's a little bit crazy that, like, they're so expensive. So now let's move on to lip glosses. Now, for lip glosses, I really, really, really hate spending $30 on a lip gloss. The only time I do is when it's, like, a formula that everybody is talking about. Say that that's the best formula ever. You have to try it. For me, I really haven't been getting sucked in by those types of, like, videos anymore, because, like, half the time when somebody's raving about a product and it's on everybody's channel, I don't like it. Like the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, I am not a fan of. I really just don't like it. I think the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Concealer is so much better. I don't know why that one didn't get more hype, because I love it. But, we're talking about lip glosses. So, the Marc Jacobs lip glosses are $30 a piece. The NARS lip glosses are $30 a piece. The Bite Beauty lip glosses are like $24 a piece. Like, why are they so expensive? Now, the only ones that I had purchased last year or this past year was the Becca Liquid Crystal Lip Topper in Champagne Dream versus Bellini times Bellini, because that was on sale, and they were on sale for quite a while. They were on promo like a bunch of times, and they were like $11. So it's like, that's a lot more justifiable price. Of course, I'm going to pick it up for $11. I think that's a really good, reasonable price. And then I had also gotten last year, besides the ColourPop lip glosses, which I don't think I had gotten any other formula in 2017, because I think I got the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lips at the end of 2016. I think the only ones I really got in 2017 were the Too Faced Sweet Peach lip glosses, and the only reason why I got those is because I was working at Ulta, so I got a discount on them, and you would get 30% off for working there. So other than that, I think that buying lip gloss is just such a ripoff, because it's like, how many different lip glosses can you make? Like, the only other lip gloss set or anything like that that I was tempted by that I really wanted was the Marc Jacobs little holiday set. It came with like 4 lip glosses. They had taken that off the shelves though right after Christmas was over though, and I was so mad that I missed out on it because I really wanted it. But it's like, with Christmas sets, you really have to know which ones to like purchase or pass on. So I mostly went for highlighting sets, like the Milk Makeup one, which I'm wearing today. I love this highlighter. But with that set, I really wanted it because I thought it was a good price, because they're like mini lip glosses, and they were like, I think it was like a $20 set or something. But the individual ones are like $30, and I think that that's so expensive. It's like, why is it that sometimes your lip glosses are more expensive than your lipsticks? I know that's basically the price of his lipsticks too, and I know that Marc Jacobs is a high-end brand, and NARS lip glosses are $30, but it's like, I know that those are more of the high-end brands, but it's like, it's lip gloss. Like, I spent $30 on those 2 Dior lip glosses at one time, I think like a year or 2 ago. I used to love those lip glosses, and then when I put it on and I brought them home, I was like, why am I spending this much money on lip glosses? I went back and returned them like 2 days later, because it's just not worth it to me. If you're a lip gloss fiend, just, you know, then get your lip gloss. But it's like, it's crazy how, like, Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks are $16, and then, like, her lip glosses are $16. I think I had said before in the past that I found that the only lip gloss formula or lip glosses that were worth it were her lip glosses, because they were more reasonably priced, and they're not as expensive as other formulas. So that's it for that. And then the next product would be eyeliners. Now, for eyeliners, I have really just not really purchased high-end lip liners anymore. I used to be a huge fan of, I love felt tip eyeliners. Felt tip eyeliners are like my favorite types of lip liners. I find that they just make it so much easier to apply, make your eyeliner. And I used to purchase the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner and the Kat Von D Everlasting lip liner, the tattoo lip liner, all the time. I still love both of them, but I have found some really good, inexpensive lip liners at the drugstore that it's like, why am I gonna spend this much money on these eyeliners anymore if I can find some good black or brown lip liners? Like, it's all I need is a black or brown lip liner. Why is it that I need to spend so much money on high-end ones replacing them? Because yes, I do get my money's worth out of them, because obviously eyeliners and mascaras are going to be the 2 things that you use the most, because you have to use your mascaras and your and your eyeliners within like a 3 or 4 month period, because they're eye products and that's their expiration. So you have to be you have to make sure that you get rid of your products every 3 or 4 months. But I used to spend, you know, a lot of money like replacing them, and since I found the Wet n Wild ones from CVS, the NYX liquid liner, which I absolutely love, it's so much better than the Urban Decay Razor Sharp ones. The Urban Decay ones just were so wet, they would never get dry, and they would always transfer. That the NYX matte liquid liner is so much easier to use and not as wet and easier to apply, that it's like, why not spend $8 instead of, or $7 or something, instead of like $20 $20 on 3 eyeliners. I don't even know why I did that, because I thought that they were good when I first got them, and now I don't think they were worth it. And then the Maybelline Gel Skinny Liners and the ColourPop eyeliners. Why do I need to spend that much money on eyeliners? I mean, I do have a couple of the Urban Decay ones, and I do love Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Slide On Liner in Perversion and Zero. They're both amazing, but I bought the Duo Pencils. The Duo Pencils. Duo Pencils. The Urban Decay Glide On Slide On Pencils. And they were like the Naked Duos, and I think that those are more worth it because you get 2 instead of 1. So I might do that again because I think I'm going to be decluttering those because they're pretty old. But I still have to get rid of some other makeup. I have to get rid of some ColourPop liquid lipsticks again. I actually decluttered a bunch of lipsticks. So I've been getting like cheaper lipsticks from Marshalls. I just picked up Ashton today by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that's what I'm wearing on my lips today. But I just found this at Marshalls like an hour or so ago for $6.99. They have a bunch of these there. Please go get them. You're missing out if you don't go get them at Marshalls because they're only $6. But I'm so glad I found this shade. This one's in the shade Ashton. I've been looking for this one, so I'm so excited that I'm using it right now because I just literally slapped it on as soon as I picked it up because I was wearing a drugstore lipstick before this, my Wet n Wild Bare It All. But anyway, so yeah, I just don't think it's worth spending that much money on them. And I also have the more colorful shades from Urban Decay in Asphyxia and Electric. I have those 2 shades as well, and those are beautiful. But again, since I had gotten the ColourPop ones in Piggy Bank and I think Bee Sting, those were the ones I was using all the time, and they're only $6. So it's like, you know, I just don't really find it justifiable to be spending that much money on eyeliners. And it's just easier for me to purchase them from the drugstore because if I'm going to be going through them every 3 months, yes, you end up spending the same amount, like probably twice if you go to the drugstore. But hey, it ends up saving you more money in the long run. So anyway, and then the next product I wanted to talk about is mascaras. Sticking with eye products. I used to purchase a lot of high-end mascaras like around a year ago or something. I was purchasing like the Dior Show mascara, the Giorgio Armani mascara, which I do love the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill mascara, and I actually really loved the Dior Show mascara too. I do really love some high-end mascaras, but lately I really have not been purchasing any high-end mascaras. I've been going for more drugstore mascaras like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, the Maybelline Lash Sensational, the Catrice Cosmetics mascara. I'm wearing it today. I wear it so often. I love this mascara and I wear it like all the time. They're like $5 or $6. Like, why is it that I would spend $30 on a mascara? I think that's insane. Maybe in the future I'll purchase like the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill so I can compare it to my drugstore mascaras and see if it was actually worth the money. But for me, it's just not practical for me to keep on repurchasing these higher end mascaras. I think I had purchased the Eyes to Kill one once. I don't remember. But again, like Giorgio Armani is super expensive, and so are like Christian Louboutin. Like some of these people go and purchase Christian Louboutin's mascara that's like $70. And everybody says it's not worth it. So it's like, why the hell would I spend $70 on a mascara? Like, that's insane. And that's why I won't buy Tom Ford products either. Because it's like, it's just not worth it to me. Why is something $100? You're not La Mer. Like, I know Tom Ford is a high-end brand, but it's like, his stuff is so overpriced. Like, it's insane. So yeah, no to high-end mascaras. And then the last product I wanted to talk about are high-end single eyeshadows. Now, I find 100% that it is so much more worth it to me and probably to everybody else to buy an eyeshadow palette over a single shadow. Now, the only time I think that you should, well, I'm not saying that you have to listen to me, go and buy whatever single eyeshadows that you want, but for me, the only time that I would purchase a single eyeshadow is one, if I'm not going to be purchasing an eyeshadow palette from the brand and I really want to try their single eyeshadows, I will purchase one or two, like Bobbi Brown. I had never purchased an eyeshadow palette from her, and plus, like, her eyeshadow palettes are pricey. They're like $65. So I decided to purchase two of her single shadows instead, and I actually use them a lot. So, but that was like the cost of like one eyeshadow palette. Yes, they were pricey, but I thought that they were really worth it because I love the formula. And then the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadows. I honestly probably wouldn't have purchased any of the single ones if I knew that she was coming out with the Metal Matte palette, because I reach for that palette so much more. Probably the only one I would have picked up when I actually got the 5 shades that I do have is Thunderstruck, because everyone was talking about Thunderstruck. I actually just wore it on my inner corners yesterday. I'm wearing the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette today, but I did wear that on my inner corners yesterday, and I was reminded on how much I love it. It is a gorgeous eyeshadow, but that's probably the only one that I would get. But for me, mostly the single eyeshadows that I own are, again, ColourPop, because they're $5 a piece, and they're my favorite eyeshadow formula of all time for the lid. I'm actually wearing a little bit of Kathleen Lights on this part of my eye today. I'm wearing it underneath the shadow that I'm wearing on the center of my lid, but I really wanted to wear it underneath my eyeshadow today, and I just wanted it peeking through a little bit on the lid. And I just find they're just like the best eyeshadows to use for an eyeshadow base or anything. Like, they're just amazing. They're so worth it to me that it's like I really like do not buy single eyeshadows. The only time I did was the Urban Decay not Midnight Cowboy, the Solstice one, and I barely used that one because so many people talked about it because they said it was like a dupe for Boom Boom Room from MAC. Everyone was talking about that shade, but again, I think I'm going to go for other ColourPop eyeshadows, like the pressed ones. They're so much cheaper, and everybody's talking about Glass Bowl, which I really want to pick up that shade because it looks gorgeous. But again, I just don't want to overwhelm myself with too many eyeshadows because I always get too many eyeshadows and then I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I never get to wear half of them. So, but anyway, palettes are definitely what I reach for. I wear a palette basically on an everyday basis. I really don't grab for single shadows as often, especially since I'm back in school now. I'm going to work tonight. I'm wearing the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette today and the Kathleen Lights eyeshadow. And that's fine that all I need, because the only time I really like base my eyeshadow look on like a single eyeshadow is if I'm wearing an all matte palette like the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Obviously I'm going to wear a single shadow with that because that's an all matte palette, so obviously I need some shimmer on my lid. Or if I'm wearing single eyeshadows, then I'll obviously wear like a single eyeshadow. And I find that Makeup Geek, Anastasia Beverly Hills, MAC, ColourPop, those are the single shadows I go for because they're $5 a piece. So that's what I buy instead of the Kat Von D ones, which are $20 a piece. The Urban Decay ones, which are $20 a piece. It's like, mostly you can find a lot of the Urban Decay individual eyeshadows in their palette. So you are much better off buying an Urban Decay eyeshadow palette than you are buying the single shadows. I think that's really it, you guys. I just didn't want to make this too long of a video because that's basically my thoughts on spending that much money on certain products. Probably face powders as well, but again, like, I don't really go and repurchase face powders anyway. I find a couple that I like, and pressed powders and loose powders last about 2 years, that it's like, it's really not a big deal to me to go purchase a new powder because I probably only purchase a new powder like twice every couple of years, and I have not purchased a high-end powder in a while, so that's really not a big deal to me. But there's pretty much nothing else that I really would say. Maybe setting sprays, but they don't really annoy me as much. Like, yes, I have found cheaper alternatives to my Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray, but I still love that setting spray. That was worth every penny to me. I thought it was amazing because I used it every single day. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's really anything else. Brow products I think are worth it too, because if you find a brow product that you like, go for it. And eyeshadow primers are worth it as well. I think that they're more worth it than face primers because the Smashbox primer and the MAC primer are amazing. The Smashbox eye primers are amazing. Smashbox is my favorite primer brand. I love their regular primers and also their Smashbox eye primer. But just, they are very expensive for the face primers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else I needed to cover. But yeah, when it comes to eyeshadows, just go for a palette. Just go for one that you really love. But again, only if you know, if you like look at a palette and you know you're not going to use every single shade and like those are available in a single, pick up the single and then maybe like a couple of mattes and then like see how you like those. Again, with Sephora, the reason why people mention Sephora too a lot is that Sephora has an amazing return policy. If you try something that you don't like from Sephora, you can go return it whenever you want for like 6 months, I'm pretty sure. So if you try it, you don't like it, go return it and exchange it for something else. So yeah, that's all I have to share with you guys. Please let me know what products really annoy you to go and purchase again. I find that there was really nothing else I needed to cover. I didn't want to make the video too long. Maybe makeup wipes, because I used to buy the MAC ones all the time and now I just buy the simple ones, but that's not really a makeup product. It's just a makeup remover product. So yeah, that's it, you guys. And high-end highlighters, there are some really expensive ones, but I just skip over those and I just purchase the formulas that I love. But I don't mind spending $30 on a highlighter if I know it's a formula that I love. Some of them are overpriced, but I don't hate buying them. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, let me know what products annoy you to buy at Sephora, or what products you find are the most annoying to repurchase, or you just think that they're so, why are they so overpriced? So yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.